Hello, welcome to this cabinet vision tutorial. My name's Tayla and today we're going to be looking at placing peninsula walls for island benches and how to use 2D CAD to find where to place that wall from the get-go. I've got this example plan in front of us, which is pretty standard of what you might receive from a builder or maybe an interior designer. It's got dimensions for all of the outside walls and overall dimensions for the island, but it doesn't really tell us exactly where to place that island. So we have to use the knowns that we have from this plan, and we can use a bit of 2D CAD to help us place the peninsula wall. In this particular kitchen, the island is 1200 millimeters deep, but it's got this little dashed line toward one side, which shows they want to have cabinets on this side and benchtop overhang here on the other side of the dashed line for seating. Being 1200 and knowing that I probably only want to have about 300 millimeters for overhang, leaves me with 900 millimeters on this side of the island. That's going to be too deep for me to have cupboards. I would rather have 600 millimeter cupboards facing toward the sink and then a row of skinny cupboards at 300 mil for a bit of extra storage facing toward the fridge side of things. So I actually want my peninsula wall to sit pretty much right smack down the center of that 1200 millimeter island bench. So let's jump over into cabinet vision and start drawing in some 2D CAD to find where that place can be. So I've drawn the outside walls here of the kitchen already, and what I'm going to do is double click in any of the white space to get into my CAD drawing. I'm just going to use red lines for now because I'm going to delete them once I've placed the peninsula wall. So I'm going to go red and I'm going to use lines. You can use any color you like. Now, the first thing I know is that the end of that island lines up with this outside wall here. So I'm just going to draw a wall through there, and somewhere along that line is going to be my 1200 millimeter island. I also know that the island itself is 2360 long, and that this bench up the top here was 650. So if I draw a 650 line down here, that's the bench at the top, depth-wise, and if I draw 2360 for my island length from there, that will show me what my gap needs to be in between. So my gap is going to be 1100. And I think the best thing to do would be to keep that gap even between the bench top of the hot plate and the island and the sink wall and the island. So I've already got 600 where that wall is there. So I'm just going to draw an 1100 line to show the gap between there. So now I know that's going to be the start of my island bench here. I'm just going to draw a line to show that up that 2360. And then, as we mentioned, I want my peninsula wall to be suiting a 600 millimeter deep row of cupboards along here. So from that wall, I'm going to draw back another 600. And that is going to be where I place my peninsula wall. So from there, I'm going to change to drawing walls. I'm just going to use a line, and I'm going to be drawing a peninsula wall. And I'm going to just hover my mouse so that I intersect this 2360 line and the 600 that I drew to find the center of where I want the wall to be. I'm just going to click and draw down 2360 and click again. And now I have this pink peninsula wall, which shows the dimension 2360. And if I wanted to just draw in some extra CAD to see what that's all going to look like, I can draw 1200 across here and that 2360 down. And then if I delete these extra lines that I've used to find the placement in the first place, I can double check and see that that looks like it does in the plan. So there we go. That's where the island's going to sit. That's where my peninsula wall is going to sit down. I'm going to have 600 millimeter cupboards on that side, 300 millimeter cupboards on this side, and then a 300 millimeter overhang for seating. So super simple to find where to place your peninsula walls when you use the 2D CAD and start with some of the known values that you have. If you have any questions about using 2D CAD, please leave those in the box below and we'll get back to you. I hope you found this video tutorial helpful. Thank you for watching.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this one, please be sure to like and subscribe. You can also check out our other videos that will help guide you on your path to becoming a cabinet vision power user.